you feel like you guys responded to the moment here tonight?
Hello. Yeah. We did great. We came out with the right approach. We knew, like I said all series, they have championship DNA, and they weren't just going to lay down. They were going to make us earn it, and they did. They fought, but we came out with the right approach, right mindset, and executed for most of the game. So,
the season took a lot of turns, a lot of ups and downs. Just what does it mean to you to see this team go through all of that to get to a conference finals here?
It's great. Just proud of our group as a whole, organization as a whole, just sticking together, having each other's backs, and, just battling through adversity together, not letting hard times, split us up as a group, but, us, having a mental toughness and, determination to say we're going to figure this thing out, because I think all of us, as a whole believe how good, we could be as a team. So, I'm extremely proud of everybody in this organization on this team.
With all the adjustments that you've made during the course of the season, fit this team, how satisfying was it in some ways to get back to that bread and butter when you knew that they needed a basket coming down tight a couple of times and getting those?
Yeah, I just try to do my best to read the game the best way I can. They threw different coverages at us, all series long, and our ability to adjust on the fly and, do what the game was, calling for us to do as, everybody on the team, each individual, was good. So, whenever we need a basket, Coach puts me in great spots to do that. And if he needs me to play make, he puts me in great spots to do that as well. So, it's whatever the team needs in the moment.
Mike, big picture, a big part of this season, right, is incorporating Julius onto this team. How did you see Julius and Coach Finch kind of navigate that over the course of the season so it peaked and has been thriving the way it has?
Yeah, I think obviously Coach having a relationship with him prior to being here, he had a vision for what he can be for our team, and it took a minute for all of us to kind of gel and follow along with that because, it's a completely different team between him and who we had last year and on our squad. And his game, he can do so many things for us as far as his playmaking ability and how much he brings the ball up and distributes. And for a lot of us, it was a learning curve, and they did a good job of just allowing us to stick with it. There were times when we weren't playing our best early in the season, and nobody got frustrated with each other. Nobody, was down on, who our team was at that moment. We knew that if we just kept going at this, kept figuring it out, learning each other as we go, we'd hopefully be in this position we're in today.
Mike, what do you think your 2015 self, after playing the Warriors, would think of where you are all of this time, having as much fun as it seems like you're having?
I wouldn't have thought I'd been still playing, honestly. Have another chance to play against them, but I'd be proud of where we're at right now. Having lost to them, 10 plus years ago, whatever it was, with the team that we felt that was championship ready at that moment, hurt a lot, and then it took me another 9-10 years to even get back to competing again at that same level. So just happy to be back in the situation with these guys. Wouldn't want to be with anybody else, and looking forward to the next 4.
Mike, at the end of the conference finals last year, Ant came straight up to you. He said, "We'll be right back here." Just what does it speak to Ant having that much confidence and belief in coming right back, and how is he as a leader that we don't see from the inside out?
What you learn about him, he believes everything he says, no matter what it is. And at that moment last year, I believed him. I believed that we'd have another opportunity together, and this wasn't the end of the road. And he'd been working all summer for that. He worked all season for that, and he's led us to this point. Him, Julius, Donte, all the people that have followed along and added in piece by piece as we go. It kind of all starts with him and his belief in himself and his teammates.
Julius, Ant said when you came back from injury, you just seemed like a totally different person. When do you feel like it clicked for you that you can be what we've been seeing so far this postseason? How excited are you moving forward to perform at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, during that time, it was like right before All-Star, a couple weeks before All-Star or whatever, I got hurt. And, usually typically when you go into All-Star break, you got time to just like reflect on the season as a whole and how things have been going. And, that process started a little bit earlier for me and then, obviously leading into All-Star. I got to see our team from afar. I think the other thing for me during that time that helped me, it was like even though I was playing and like just talking to like my agent Aaron Mintz and stuff like that, like he was always telling me like just be engaged with your teammates even though you're on the sideline. And I think that was like another moment of like growth for me in a way because like even though I wasn't playing, like just being engaged, like cheering for the guys, like encouraging, like being able to like use my voice in a way that maybe I haven't been comfortable in the past with. I just try to like lead by example. I felt like even though I wasn't playing, I was still with the team. And, after I came back, just my mindset was how can I help this team win? And it was just as simple as that.
Julius, beyond that, too, what else has felt different for you during this playoff run? Because obviously you've just been so consistent and so dominating. Is it the coaching? Is it your chemistry with your teammates? What is it that's different this time?
Yeah, I think it's all the above. I think it's just environment, coaching staff, my chemistry with my teammates, their belief in me, my belief in them as well. I just think, environment matters. And, since I've gotten here from day one, they've been special, everybody. So,
Julius, have you expanded your game since coming from New York? I mean, are you doing more?
I don't know if that's the case. I just always said that Finch has just been great. From the day I got here, I just knew the type of coach he was, and I just think he's just done an amazing job of just allowing me to use all my tools. I don't necessarily want to just be a scorer or, a rebounder or whatever it is. Like, he puts me in positions to be, multiple different things, many different things on any given night. So he's really just opened up my game, and I just knew eventually that would be the case, as the season went along and, my relationship and chemistry developed with my teammates.
Mike, has your view of the regular season changed at all in recent years? Talk about it being a journey, but just I think there are times where you think this is going to sink us and whatnot, and then
Ant said he want to go. I appreciate y'all.
Crash the party. I don't need no seat, man. Fuck it. I'll stand up, man.
Tough series in the last couple of years. How did this one feel? Do they ever get old, or does it feel different?
Nah, I feel like the rest of them. Just another round ahead of us. I feel like it'll feel different when we advance to the finals. Then I think it'll feel a little different.
This was the second round series. Last year against Denver was also the second round series, but you kind of took everything you had. Where are you guys at as a team now, exiting this series and heading into the next one?
I think we super confident. I mean, we all together, being a good team. And we're just ready for the next, whoever we play next already. So, I mean, we just got to stay the course and just know this next round isn't the goal, is to make it to the final. So.
Will you watch tomorrow night? And do you start for what you watch, or do you take the night off?
I mean, I don't know. It just depends on the score. If it's a good game, I might watch, or I might not watch it all, for real, to be honest.
Did you guys emphasize ball movement over the last couple of days? It seemed like you were moving the ball and the offense was doing a lot more sharing.
No, I feel like we was just playing free, and whoever was open, we found them, and it was just that person's time to go play make or make the shot or just get us in something. But no, that's just how we play.
Jaden was telling us about, you didn't want to be a team that just happened to make the Western Conference Finals. You wanted to be a Western Conference Finals team. When did you feel that in this group?
I mean, we knew it was good the whole year. It just took a little time, and then probably want to say after All-Star break, probably we all came together, we was all flowing, and I knew we could make it far.
How are you different than your first playoff game till now? Because all of a sudden you've played in a lot of playoff games. How is it different when you're on the court now compared to when you first played?
My first playoff game, I was nervous as hell. Didn't want to mess up at all. Now I still got a little nerves, but I know what to expect, and I know like how much each possession means, like of not missing a coverage, and like how teams take advantage. So I mean, from the first to now, I think I've grown a lot. I would say probably just finishing this round earlier than we did last year. I feel like the 7 games kind of had us dragged out a little bit, but yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
That first series of Bucks, you guys had a lot of moments like tonight where you were up 20 and
yeah.
they came back on you and you guys lost some of those games. And throughout this playoffs, you kind of stopped some of those runs. What's been the key this time around that maybe you guys have learned from your past mistakes?
Just not getting comfortable when you're up, just trying to extend that lead as high as you can, and just knowing that it's the playoffs, it don't matter what the score is, the team always going to try and fight back. So, like, we had the example of that last game, but just knowing the game's never over till the buzzer go off.
Coaching here at home, first time it's been done in this franchise in 21 years.
Oh, really?
04, yeah.
It's amazing. Fans were electric tonight. Guys were locked in, and we knew it was at stake. Try to finish a championship caliber team off as soon as you can.
You moved the ball really well, and you found Rudy a lot. Is that something you thought would be there, or was that just reacting to the moment?
Reacting to the moment, but we've had, the whole year. We've developed chemistry. We've developed certain plays and in reads where I know where he's going to be. He knows, what I like to do. It's been just a year process of trying to feel each other out, and tonight we connected a bunch.
You mentioned after game one it was a little bit of a wake-up call. How were you guys able to just rally and dominate the rest of the way after game one played out?
Every single game has been somebody step up, somebody, it's a collective effort with this group, but every game has had somebody who may have had a not so great game the game before. And I think each game collectively we just have stepped up for each other.
You guys have been through plenty of ups and downs this year. Does it mean even more to get to this point knowing that you guys stuck together and just kind of grinded through all of that?
Oh yeah, we hear it all season long. We've heard it all season long. A little bit of a slow start after expectations coming into this year. But we know that, the group that we have, we're very confident in. It just takes time. And just, getting acclimated with me and Julius, and guys getting acclimated with us getting acclimated with them. And it's just been, a grind, ups and downs, and stay together. And I think, like I said this other day, I think this is the most together we've been all season. It's the right time to be together.
How is it different for you now, just personally? How does the room feel different when you get to know guys, now versus when you first get here? How does it feel? How's the vibe different?
The vibe is different just because you're trying to feel it out throughout the early stages. You don't know how you can approach guys. You don't know how they're going to take certain things, but the countless film sessions, the countless meetings that we've learned that you can just hold each other accountable. Nobody has an ego, and you can say anything. We address it when we move forward, and I think we've done that throughout the year. And we love playing with each other, and this is a group that likes being around each other.
Young infant giving you a big hug there too. It's been a pretty good year for you.
It's been amazing. He's getting big. I'm surprised he made it to the game tonight.
How old?
13 months.
No matter who wins between OKC and Denver, you guys are going to be the lower seed and have to start on the road. When you look at the Western Conference, do you feel like an underdog, or?
I think that's been our mentality. Leave, bro. I can't stand that dude. That's been our mentality this whole playoffs. You know how tight the West is. We could have, the last couple games, you could have finished, I think it was like 4 all the way to 9 or 8 or whatever like that. But our mentality going in, no one expected us to beat the Lakers. No one expected us to beat the Warriors. So, like, our expectation going in is, just stick together, and we know that no one's going to pick us, and we don't, we're fine with that. I think that's the mentality that we want to have. You go in there, whoever we play, in the first 2 games, you try to go steal 1 or steal 2, and that's our mindset, and just come out ready to go. We know, I don't know how many days we're going to have, but just being sharp and, being ready.
That's it.
Just big picture for this series, what Julius was able to do. Just what stood out to you about that, and just kind of reflecting on the whole season of what he's kind of built to get to this point. Like what sticks out in your mind?
Just how he creates for others.
his impact on the game. The way he controlled the tempo, the way he pushed the pace, the way he brings us along with him when he pushes the pace, and just even his defense. His defense has gone to another level. The way that he communicates with us, like his attention to detail, everything, man. It's incredible. It's incredible to be his teammate, and he brings it every night, and he shows you that he wants to win. So I'm happy to have him next to me.
You were confident last season after the Western Conference Finals that you would be back here. I think you said we will be back. What fueled that, and what did you have to do over the course of the season to get here individually and collectively as a group?
A lot of ups and downs. Just had to stay with it. And what fueled it? I mean, we lost last year, so just trying to take that into the summer. I didn't have too much personal workout time because I was with the USA team, but the time that I did have, I definitely had that in the back of my mind.
Rudy, you've come up big in these closeout games in the first 2 rounds. Just what was your mindset going into this, and how did you assert yourself tonight the way that you needed to?
For me, it was just about being present, try to enjoy the moment. I try to really focus on my preparation, and then once I'm on the floor, it's just about enjoying the moment, being present of both ends, try to set the tone for my team and for my teammates, and doing it with my energy, and then usually the game takes care of itself, but when you kind of like in that moment and enjoying that moment, you're just yourself, and I try to be that every night.
This was an entirely different ride to the conference finals from last year. Is there more satisfaction or anything just with all of the ups and downs that you guys went through that you stayed together and you're right back where you were last year?
There's no satisfaction.
Yeah,
we just got here. We haven't done anything yet, so no, he's not satisfied.
That's exactly how it feels. It feels good to get to that step, but his stomach is not full, not at all. It's just one step, and in a way, last year it felt different because it was a game 7. We down I don't know how many at half, and we came back and won. So obviously, the adrenaline was different, right? But this year it's kind of like we sat down early in the season. We said we're gonna get back right where we left last year, and then we want to achieve our goal. And now we are halfway there. So it's we know that it's not gonna get easier at all, and we focused on that.
And when you were talking about the Warriors earlier in the series, you talked about how they have a championship pedigree. What do you believe it says about your team, the way they were able to bounce back after game 1 and go on to win the series against a team with championship pedigree?
Says a lot. I told him today, the most together team and the most mature team is a team that wins around this time. It's not about who get 30 points, who get the most shots, who get all the blame for winning the game, and it's not about none of that. It's about coming together as a team. Can we defend at a high level, and can we limit the other team to one shot? It doesn't really matter about offense. As long as we get good shots, and it don't matter who shoot it. So we did that tonight.
And is there any lesson that you learned from the Dallas series that stuck with you that maybe you've applied throughout the regular season or throughout the playoffs thus far?
Nope. Just a loss.
How about Rudy? Was there anything you think when you look back to the last year's Western Conference Finals that was missing for the team, that from your team, that maybe that you have more of going into this year's?
I think for us, it's our approach. More importantly, it's not about talent. It's not about us wanting to win or not, right? We want to win, but it's about staying, level-headed after a win like we had last year against Denver, Game 7. I felt like, when you got the whole world praising you, and and all of a sudden you went from being an underdog to being the favorite. I think in a way we weren't mature enough to handle that yet, but we were much aware of it. And this year I feel like we're mature enough. I feel like we understand where we're at, and so in a way that's the lesson. In our preparation, in our approach, it's about us. It's not about who we face. It's about our mindset, and when our mindset and our work and our attention to details, our level of urgency is right, we know we can play with anyone.
Question for both of you. Obviously, there's been some history between you guys, the Timberwolves and Jimmy Butler and Draymond. How personal was this?
I don't have no history with those guys, so it wasn't personal. It was trying to get a win.
I don't know about the Jimmy thing. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't have no history with nobody.
We have I have a lot of respect for those two guys. They're both highly competitive players, for me, it's just about, I'm just focused on trying to win the championship. What happened, and there's nothing really personal. I think it's also a team game. So, they both accomplished great things. But now I feel like now it's, for me personally, I'm just focused on writing my own story, and to each individual has their own journey and story, and I'm just, trying to accomplish my dream, my goal, winning a championship. That's all I care about.
And going back to the Western Conference Finals, how different does it feel this year? How prepared do you feel? How much more prepared do you feel to try to get it done this time?
I can't really speak on how prepared I feel because I don't know. We haven't started playing yet, but hopefully I'm more prepared than I was last year.
And I think there was a story in an All-Star game that they asked you to throw a lob coming out, and you told the coach, I don't throw lobs. Yeah. You threw a lot of them today. Yeah. Just like, what are you seeing in that, and how much more comfortable are you in that?
How many threw today?
I threw like 3-4 on today, right? Like Root comes up to me every time out, Sack, you got to read it, and I need that because it's there a lot. And I tell Jaden all the time, like when I'm driving, cut that corner because most of the time your man trying to play two, and if you cut, he can't play two. Now he got to make a decision. Do he want to give up an easy 2 points or a corner 3? So just reading the game, and then C. Hans bringing the clips to me every time out when I'm out of the games, and we watching it and I'm analyzing it. Just trying to break the game down for sure before I go back in, before I check back in.
Rudy, big game for Mike Conley tonight. I was thinking about in the bubble, I think it was, he had that final shot to go to the Western Conference Finals that rimmed out. Yeah. I guess for both of you guys, like to see him specifically get to this point, I know it means a lot to you, but I guess, Rudy, thinking back to that, and where you're at now, what does that make you think?
We've been through a lot with Mike, and I love him. I just want to, more than anything, I want to win for him, right. Because it's like, we've been. I just know how much he cares about winning. How
Mike
great,
play through anything, man.
How great of a guy he is, and I want to say I want to do it for Joe, but I don't care about Joe actually. but for Mike
Conley, man, he's the ultimate vet the best vet you can ask for, man. Plays through everything, never complains, always knows the right thing to say, always knows where to be. Yeah, and just great guy to look up to for sure.
And you guys didn't need it tonight, but there have been a couple key points. Lakers fourth quarter, game 4, Golden State game 3, where you guys were down and in tough spots, and you had some really tough shots. What has it kind of been like figuring out when to take those and just the confidence to drill them when you guys really got to have them?
Just trusting the work, man. Like I know I trust myself, so anytime I tell them, like, it's time for that. So they already know. They know what it is. Like when I get in that mode, just give me the ball and try to get me open. I tell them all the time, like, you set a good screen, we're going to score. I promise you. So,
Rudy, what is it like as a team, maybe when the chips are stacked against you guys, to almost have kind of like a get-out-of-jail-free card sometimes with some of the shots you can make?
It's kind of like finding that balance for me. It's like I think now compared to last year and the previous years, I think he's really finding a way to choose these moments and understanding momentum. Understanding like when to take them, maybe when not to take them, and also he's such a unique scorer and such a high confident player. I realize that sometimes just gotta let him do his thing, and then sometimes gonna miss it, he's gonna make it, sometimes gonna miss it, but you gotta let him do his thing, and you gotta rely.
I miss for a lady.
But yeah, just communicate with him, but also let him do his thing and try to. I always tell him I'm gonna get you a good shot. I'm gonna make it easy for you to score and also tell him a lot to not settle. He can shoot from almost anywhere, so I can understand why it's good for him to settle sometimes. But I'm also like, if you play percentages, when you get to the rim, first of all, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team, and we can get some much easier stuff. So he's been great at finding that balance and not settling, using both weapons.
Rudy, you said this morning that you felt that this game was a big test for you guys. It seems like you guys are passing a lot of tests throughout this postseason. Have you seen enough from this group that leads you to believe that you guys are at a point where you believe you can win an NBA title?
Yeah, our goal is the same. Our goal is the same, and like I said, it's about not getting too high, not getting too low. Being present, enjoying every single day, every single practice, every single game, and when the opportunity comes, just being ready. And tonight, our mindset was there, so I had zero doubt that we were gonna, pass that test. Now we halfway there, so it's almost like a new season starting.
And I don't know if you saw, but your little guy Luca, who gave you the wristband, was here tonight.
Yeah, he was fly as hell tonight.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what does that mean to have that moment with him and to know that he looks up to you and he's giving you something?
It means everything. It means the world to me. I was shooting, and his dad was holding him up, and I didn't realize it till like 2-3 minutes left when we was warming up. And then I seen him, and he was fly as he had the glasses on, the jersey, the wristband. He was fly as hell tonight. Shout out Luca, man. I love Luca.